The respiratory system has been made up of organs that help us breathe. Respiration is the term used to describe the exchange of oxygen from the environment for carbon dioxide from the body's cell. The process of breathing into the lungs is called inhalation, and the process of breathing out is called exhalation. The respiratory system consists of all the organs involved in breathing. These organs have their own unique functions. These organs have their own unique functions that enable us to breathe approximately 23,000 times a day. The respiratory system includes the nose and nasal cavity, which performs a number of important functions, such as providing us with a sense of smell, warming and moistening the air we breathe inside, filtering out the air particles, such as dust, and assisting us in the development of sound. The throat, also known as the pharynx, is a tube that arises from the nasal cavity through the voice box, otherwise known as the larynx, down in the windpipe or trachea. The windpipe then split into the two breathing tubes, which carry the air into the lungs. These breathing tubes are called the bronchi, which extend into the bronchiole. The breathing tubes branch out many times throughout the lungs. Alveoli eventually formed, tiny thin-walled sacs or alveoli. The respiratory system does two very important functions. It brings oxygen into our body, which we need for cells to live and function properly. And secondly, it allows us to exhale carbon dioxide from our body. Carbon dioxide is the waste gas that is produced as a part of the body's energy-making process. As you observe the inhalation through the nose, throat, voice box and enter the breathing tube. Even notice the lungs inflating. As we breathe in, muscles are working to flatten the lungs. The diaphragm, the large sheet of muscles which stretches across the chest, under the rib cage, does most of the work during inhalation, causing the chest to expand as the lungs filled with the air. The air travels down to the end of the breathing tubes, where enters the tiniest sacs. The tiniest sacs filled with oxygen from the air traveling down from the breathing tubes. Covering each tiniest sac is a whole network of tiny blood vessels called capillaries. Within the air sacs, the oxygen enters the bloodstream through a process called gas exchange. The tiny air sacs have extremely thin walls, with a large surface area, lined with fluid, to enable the gases to dissolve. The oxygen particles from inhaled air pass through the tiny air sacs and surrounding capillaries and enter inside the red blood cells. The oxygen particles, and then carried in the blood by structures called arteries. The arteries carry oxygenated blood around the body to all your body organs and tissues. This process is essential for all well-being. As the oxygen particles are diffused through the walls of the tiniest sacs into the bloodstream, carbon dioxide, a waste product of the body, is traveling in the opposite direction. The deoxygenated blood is carried in veins from the organs and tissues back to the lungs. Carbon dioxide is diffused from the blood through the capillaries and enters the air within the tiniest sacs. Now that air has tiniest sacs saturated carbon dioxide. The exhalation can now. What is the diaphragm relaxes, and air is forced outside of the lungs. The air travels back up the breathing tubes, and it expired into the atmosphere. The lungs looked like balloons, in that they required energy to expand, but now energy is needed to get it out. This makes exhaling an automatic response after inhalation. The respiratory system provides protection against foreign particles, to prevent them entering the air, and causing disruption in the gas exchange process. There are a number of protective mechanisms, which the respiratory system has developed, to safeguard itself. The nose filters the air we breathe and trapping dust, and other foreign particles. Mouth breathes will not have this filtering system, causing the lungs to be more exposed to foreign particles. If the dust does happen to get past the nose, the airways lined with sticky mucus, which catches the foreign particles. Tiny hair-like structures line the airways help to move the mucus. The cough, which is then a reaction to an irritated airway, to remove the sticky mucus from airways. Mouth breathing has a number of impacts besides passing the filter system of the nasal cavity. Air inhaled through the mouth doesn't have the change to get humidified in the nasal cavity, exposing your breathing tubes to harsh, dry, uncleansed air. Mouth breathing is also related to increased risk of infection, anxiety, stress, sleeping problems, and reduced humanity to infect these bacteria or viruses. Breathing through your mouth can impact the body on a cellular level through oxygen and carbon dioxide deficiencies. Not being able to breathe through your nose can be caused by the number of different factors. If you are experiencing difficulties in breathing through your nose, speak to your doctor about what could be causing your mouth breathing. For more details, kindly visit our website. Link is given in the description.